Art is where it started my whole creative journey. I was going to be an artist my whole life.
There's something in me that always was compelled to make these worlds. Forests and creatures. My mom said I used to make little, like, worlds in the backyard.
I don't make films from my mind. I make them from the heart, embracing who I am, how I was raised, my culture, my family, my community. This is my power. My name is Terril Calder. The title of my film is Meneath, the Hidden Island of Ethics.
The film is a film I felt it was really important to tell. Being Métis, I was always curious about the idea of identity.
Jesus loves me, this I know, for the
My background is in fine art, coming into animation, and I think it was my very first story that I realized the power of animation to tell very dark stories. The idea of trying to make a film that's engaging about ethics was challenging. I needed sort of an envelope to carry a very dense message, and then it became far too didactic, which my work always is, and I thought, wouldn't it be amazing to have the weight of this whole story be put on the shoulder of a baby. Because of the subject matter, especially when talking about Christianity, I wanted to be very careful. Using baby girl as the leading character, there's a gentle touch to her, and it's hard to be angry at her for how she sees the world.
I'm the dirty little rascal.
I think a lot of people really don't understand the accommodations that Indigenous people do on the daily, you know? And I thought if I can make a film that could make it easier, or even like a couple people understand that accommodation, and it's gonna be uncomfortable on both sides, well, you gotta meet us halfway.
You were created out of the original sin.
To me, it was really important not to ever demonize Jesus. You know, he says some harsh things, but he always comes to baby girl with love. Because a lot of Indigenous people are also Christian.
It's not my place to deny anyone of their ethics or say mine are better than theirs. I just want them to understand that there is another set of ethics. A highlight about this film is that it's the first film that I ever made out of a place of love. It was putting together all of my pieces, animation, compositing, subject matter, intent, and I also feel it's a great building block that I can bring other people in community to come and tell their stories.
I always feel like I need to be a little bit vulnerable in my films because I feel that's a bit of your spirit that intertwines with the messaging. That you're not just trying to tell somebody, but you're trying to, viscerally make them feel it. You have to be a vessel of that.
It's very important for Indigenous people now to reclaim their stories and tell their stories. I started making films a while back. There were not very many Indigenous filmmakers. Now I love that I teach. I taught at the Indigenous School in Toronto. It's accessible for kids in community, just they can start animating today and start telling their own stories. I want to convert everyone to become an animator.